Hello, everyone, and welcome to KGB Live. This is KGB, your host, like always, and welcome to a Monday night subject. And the subject tonight is life in the Windy City. Life in the Windy City. So, anyways, if you did not know, KGB was in the Windy City this past weekend with one of his friends, actually. He was there just to visit, look around, do some stuff. And it was actually really, really cool. Really, really cool. And the thing that we did, but before that, the reason why I went was that my friend who was down there for a reason was there for a wedding, but the wedding got canceled due to two of the bridesmaids got COVID, and he didn't want to stay down there. And I was like, hey, man, don't worry. I'll come down there if you need to. So we got a hotel and it was really, really fun. We got down there and we went downtown and we actually went to a comedy show. And the comedy show was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious. I mean, but the thing that we had to do at the comedy show, two drinks minimum, which I was like, come on now, two drinks minimum. I mean, you're there to support a business, but everyone's struggling, and you just got to do what you need to do to help the business out. Hey, Luke, how's it going, man? But anyway, we went to the comedy show, and it was so fun. There were three acts, and the main guy actually is from LA, and he was hilarious. I mean, he was talking like politics stuff. He was talking about different cities, even Chicago. It was hilarious. It was so hilarious. Very expensive though. I mean, it was like $30 a piece. So I mean, that's what you need to do. So anyway, after the comedy show, we were thinking, where should we go next since we are down here already? And we were in Old Town. If you guys don't know where Old Town is downtown. It's close to like the Navy Pierish. It's really nice. And we went down there and we went to the bars and we were looking around and there was nobody. They were just all sitting down and eating and drinking. I'm like, okay, this is weird. Nobody's really partying. So we go to this one bar. It's called VOG, VOG, and very beautiful, very pricey in a way too. But we get in there and I asked the bartender, I'm like, why are you guys not, partying or anything like that? And she says, hey, Josh, how's it going, man? And she says, oh, we close at 11. I'm like, 11? You guys close at 11? That is just, I, it's unexplainable. And she's like, yeah, because of COVID, the riots. And I'm just like, oh, I came down here to have a good time. And you guys are closing at 11. Come on now. Not even 12, 11. I mean, not even 1 o'clock either, but whatever. So she's like, if you want to go somewhere else, you can go, but 11 o'clock is, what we're going to do. So we were staying there. I had White Russians, which are amazing. Really get ya, get ya. And we were just, talking and stuff. And we had a good time at the bar. I mean, we had to be 6 feet apart, like always. We had to wear our masks. The thing they didn't do, which I was so shocked when we went to a couple bars, they didn't really check your ID. And I'm like, okay, since you're going to a bar, you should really check somebody's ID so that they're not underage. But I mean, there was some of them that didn't check ID, but others, did. So it was kind of something, and it was very interesting. So anyway, we're sitting at the bar and I'm like, oh, let's check up on Milwaukee to see how everything's going over there. Well, my Snapchat story was blowing up with people out in Milwaukee. I mean, it was packed. Because if you don't know, Milwaukee's 50%, Chicago it's 25%. And Milwaukee's open till 2 compared to, Chicago being open till 11. So it was a very fun time still, believe me. I really loved it down there, but I wish it was open a little bit later and the clubs were not open. What some of the people are telling me, I don't know if they're right. I don't know if they were wrong. I believe they were because of COVID and the riots, but um, I looked on Google and it said it was open, but some of them are restaurants during the day, so they do curbside pickup, but who knows? It said on Google it could be wrong, so fix that information if they're not open so people don't assume and go there and pay and they're not open and they just wasted, money. So, and then the other thing was the Uber rides were so expensive. I think the highest I paid for an Uber ride when we were down there was about $35. The lowest was 14. And that I think that was either a Lyft or Uber. We did both depending on the price, but the lowest was 14, the highest was like about 35, close to almost 40. So, I mean, it's expensive, guys. It's expensive. The bill was expensive when we were at the bar. I mean, we got really expensive drinks. But yeah, it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. So anyway, I asked the bartender again after, we had our drinks. I said, "Is there can we walk around the city?" She said, "Yeah, but then they're going to ask you why you're out and we have technically this curfew like they have in Kenosha." And I mean, it's not as bad as Kenosha, if you guys know. It's not crime, but I said, "Okay." I said, "I'm guessing we have to go home." And she's like, "Yeah, I would suggest that." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." So, I mean, we went to a couple places. It was really fun. I had a Goose Island beer, everyone, a Goose Island beer. That's kind of like the Spotted Cow here in Wisconsin. It's really, really. I had one that tasted a lot hoppier than their other ones, and it was really, really good. But I have to go with the Spotted Cow on that one. So, and the other thing is too, guys, I'm not a Cubs fan, but I'm wearing this Cubs hat because I'm talking about the Windy City, guys. I'm talking about the Windy City. I mean, what can you do is wear a Bucks hat or a Brewers hat. You got to wear a Cubs hat if you're talking about the Windy City. Yes, I am not a Cubs fan, if you guys are wondering, but I do plan hopefully to move there in a way. So yeah, I'm not watching the Bucks game right now because they are currently losing right now to the Miami Heat in the first game of the second series of the playoffs. But I believe that they will beat the Heat and move on for the next game. Yeah, to make it to that championship. That's the whole goal. And right now in the bubble, Bucks making a run for that championship. So anyway, with what else do we do? So this is a funny one too. So we went to after the bar, my friend said, "Hey, let's go check out this one bar. Call it and see if they're open." I'm like, "Oh, all right, cool." So we go to this bar and the pictures look amazing. They're like, big and like lots of lights, a lot of people, yada yada yada. Well, the guy says, "Yeah, we're open till 5." I'm like, "Great, like we'll be there." He's like, "Great." So is there a cover? He said $5. I'm like, "Okay, I can deal with that." But we get there. We get there, right? And we walk in and there's this big dude at the door. He's like, $5, please. I was just like, I look, I'm like, okay, this ain't really a club one. And later to figure it out, we were actually in the Mexican ghetto on the south side. And you do not want to be on the south side in Chicago. That is not a good place to be at late at night when you are visitors, tourists from Wisconsin. We'll just say that. You do not want to be there. And it was scary. So me and my friend were just kind of like sitting there and he asks me, he says, you got any money? I said, "No, I don't got any money." He says, "I don't either." He says, "But you know what?" And I said, "What?" He says, "Isn't pot legal here?" And I said, "Yeah, it is." He's like, um, maybe we should go find some. I was just like, "We're gonna get an Uber or a Lyft and get out of here." I'm sorry, I'm not staying here, buddy. I do not want anything to happen. I do not want anything to happen. And finally, we got it. I think that was the night that was like $14. It was just like I got out of there quick, quick. So we get back to the hotel, and I go on my iPad, and I'm like, okay, what else can we do? Get food. What else? Well, nothing really else was open. The rooftop bars were all packed, or they were reserved. So we're like, okay, we're just gonna chill here and get some pizza. So we got a pizza from Giordano's, which is a very good place in Chicago. It is deep dish pizza and it is absolutely amazing. It is delicious. If you guys don't know what deep dish pizza is, try it. It is amazing. It's better than New York style pizza. Deep dish pizza looks like a pie. It takes a while. I mean, because you have to put it. It's like it literally looks like a pie. New York style is very thin. It's still good, but I prefer Chicago deep dish pizza is the way to go. So we had that, had some beer, and we were trying to get to the pool. Well, we figured out that wasn't open because of COVID, so we were unlucky to go to the pool. So we're like, okay, we're just gonna chill and go to sleep. So we go to sleep, and this hotel, remember? I mean, the price that we paid was $78. That ain't bad in Chicago. It was in a decent area, to be honest with you. $78, very, very good. Very, very good. So anyway, next morning we wake up, we get our, breakfast. And now if you go to hotels, they're, how they have the a la carte where you could go grab it, put it in, yada yada. Well, they give you like these trays and you pick one and you take it up and you eat it upstairs in your room. So, which was different, obviously, with COVID, but still got, breakfast and it was free. It was free. It wasn't, you have to pay. So then we were like, my friend's like, hey, we should go to Nobu or Offshore. Okay, Offshore is on Navy Pier and it is absolutely beautiful. It is so nice. It is the largest rooftop bar in the United States. It just opened, I think last year, the guy said, our waiter, and it's so pretty. You can see the city, you can see the people on their boats, you can see it's gorgeous. We had our beer, we chilled there, we talked, it was just amazing. It was amazing. And we walked around Navy Pier. And we actually got Chicago dogs when we were down there, which were good. So that was really good. And the thing with a Chicago dog, you do not put ketchup on a Chicago dog. You only put mustard. I know it's different, but it's very, very good. And they have pickles on the Chicago dog. So it's a little different, style of hot dog, but it's good to eat. It's good to eat. So, but the thing is, we try to get to know Naboo, and Naboo is a rooftops bar that is actually owned by Robert De Niro here, actually in Chicago. It's brand new, like it just opened like a few months, I think July, and it is awesome. For a room to go there is $300. 300. So picture us going there and getting a room compared to $78. So I prefer the $78 obviously than the $78 or the $300 that I would never pay 300. It's outrageous. It's outrageous, guys. Outrageous. So, then where did we go? We went to Navy Pier. We walked around. My friend wanted McDonald's, but like I said, we got Chicago style dogs. What did we do? We walked to the beach. The beach was pretty cool. Seeing the beach. Couple people there. Saw Trump Tower. We didn't go there. I know they had a rooftop bar too. We were trying to get there, but reservations were taken, so there was nobody there. We also tried to get to a rooftop bar in Old Town. It's called Utopia. It's like a tailgating rooftop. It's really, really cool. It's more hipster, but it's really, really cool. So that was a thing we tried to get to. Um, but yeah, overall, it was a really fun trip. Um, I missed it very much when I had to drop my friend off at O'Hare Airport this past Sunday. He's like, "You ready to go back to, Milwaukee?" And I said, "Yeah, I guess, got to go back home and quarantine for 14 days." So, yeah, now I have to quarantine for 14 days. So that sucks. So I have to be, in my house for 14 days, just, quarantine because I traveled to Chicago and that's their rule because we're supposedly still on the travel ban, which I'm like, I thought we were off of it, but apparently we're not. So that's why I'm quarantining for 14 days. But the next time I do go, I want to go to Millennium Park and I want to go more into the city. Like Magnificent Mile, like we did the first time we were down there about, I think it was 2 months ago when I went down with him because he was here again. But it's just a very, very interesting city. It's got a lot to offer, guys. And seeing from crime perspective there, it is bad. It is bad, but it's just a very, very different feel. And seeing the infrastructure that's getting built there is just absolutely mind blowing. I mean, it's really cool. And even walking around, like, down to Navy Pier or to the beach, there's like vendors everywhere. Like, hey, you want some food? Hey, you want some popcorn? Hey, you want some cotton candy? Like, it's just really, people are out there to, attain to these people on what they want. And that's the thing I kind of wish Wisconsin had is more of a tourism kind of feel. Well, actually, Milwaukee downtown, wish they had more of a tourism feel. And I believe they would have a more, tourism field if we, built something or really advertised the city, which I heard that we did lately. But with the Kenosha shooting, it doesn't help us very, very much. Kind of like in Chicago with the looting and Magnificent Mile, it was not a good, how can I say it, um, advertising standpoint to promote the city. So, but yeah, it was a very good time to go down there. The food was great. The people were great. I wish it was open a little bit later. And the lady who was our bartender said, "Will you be back?" I said, "I am hoping to be back after quarantine and after COVID is gone. I would love to, um, you know, hopefully someday. I've said this before. I'd like to, possibly live down there. It is very, very expensive, guys, but again, it has a lot to, do, a lot to do. And that's the thing that really brings me into that city is that the opportunity and things change and it's really, really cool. The other thing that really shocked me about the city too was that I asked a couple people and they said, because of the bar scene and stuff, I said, "Is there a lot of stuff to do down here?" They said, "Yes, yes, yes, yes." I said, "Oh, okay." But I didn't know that there was a bigger club and bar scene in the suburbs. I was shocked by that. And I was like, "Why in the suburbs?" They're like, "Oh, it's bigger like Naperville and Moose." I'm gonna sneeze, guys. Hold on. I feel like sneeze. I do not have COVID. I do not have COVID. I know I don't have COVID. I'm just sneezing. Anyway, yeah, Moose Island, Moose, and a couple other places that are really cool. I might have to sneeze again. I usually sneeze twice. Oh, this stinks. That's not planned on this video for me to sneeze, but anyway, hopefully it's all done now. So, yeah, it was really cool and very interesting that there was a lot of stuff to do in the suburbs. compared to downtown. There's a lot to do downtown, but there's a lot to do in the suburbs too. That's the thing that's different about Milwaukee. There is stuff to do in the suburbs, like the ski hills and there's some bars, but they're more of the little bars. They're not the clubs or the big bars. But apparently in the burbs in Chicago, they have like actual, good stuff, food, like you name it. I was very shocked by that. So that was a really good thing to know about for next time to go out and check the suburbs. So that was really interesting. What else? I also learned about the Chicago flag. That was really, really cool to hear about that. What the stars mean and the stripes. So that was really, really cool. Um, but yeah, it was a very all around good time. And um, hopefully I can get back there. Hopefully, maybe with this, job searching that I'm doing, that I can hopefully land something down there. I know a lot of people that live down there. Um, and I know a lot of people that live up here want me to live down there so that they can stay and visit the city. And I told them that if that's the case, go right ahead. I have no, problems with that. Just don't trash my place if I do. But yeah, it's a really cool city. But I'm going to pause for a minute. Um, if you guys are watching this video right now, please subscribe or like to this channel. I'd like a thumbs up. That would be really great. And hit the bell for notifications when I will be on next for my next subject here on YouTube, which will be on Wednesday. So that's the plan. Because I'm going to do the subject that I didn't do last time because of my computer wasn't working. It was acting all weird and stuff. So we're going to do that Wednesday. So that's why I did this since I was in Chicago. And we're going to do the next subject on Wednesday. So hopefully you guys can do that. That would be great. What else about the city that was really cool? It was just open. I like the open feel to the city too. It's not all crammed and stuff. And that's the thing that I don't like a lot about, here. It's crammed. And there, I mean, again, it's a bigger city, but it's opened and it's just got a lot of cool, things to do. With again the comedy shows, the rooftop bars, the food, all the different stuff. It's a whole different, world. So it's something to really look into. And if you've never been to Chicago, I highly recommend you going there, checking it out, seeing what it is. Do the boat tours on the river. Do the boat tours over by Navy Pier. Really, really cool stuff. Really, really cool stuff. So, yeah, I just want to, see how that is. And that's pretty much it with Chicago. What we did. I took them back to the airport. And again, when I got into Wisconsin, um, you know, over the Illinois border into Wisconsin, I began crying because I was back to reality. And it was a sad time. I really have a passion for that city. I don't know why. I've never, and this is the thing, I never really liked the city before until like a few months ago. I just really kind of was like, yeah, this is cool. This is a really cool city. And again, hopefully this next job that I get, can really give me a chance maybe to move there. Who knows? The reason why I want to move there, if people don't know, is that I want my seasons. I love the seasons: fall, winter, summer, and spring. Compared to like if you go to like California, it's the same temperature all year round almost. Same thing with Texas. Same thing with Florida almost. A little bit cooler, but it's close to the same thing. And that's the thing. And the other thing is it's close to home. So it's close to Wisconsin. So I always can come back. It's an hour away. And Will I ever, if I do move there, ever come back to Wisconsin? Yes, I would. Would I ever move back to Wisconsin? Who knows? Maybe later in my lifetime, if I do move to Chicago and something tells me that, it's time to go back home, who knows? We'll see what happens, but we'll see what, life brings me. And hopefully COVID-19 ends soon so that, this can be a possibility to do. So I've been looking to see what, other jobs are around too. So we're just every night, praying and also asking people to help me through this process, which people are. And I thank you for them doing that. So we are just, thinking about what will happen. And I know it will be good. It's just patience. And if you don't have patience, it's a rough time, but you got to have patience. So, but yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I did in Chicago this weekend. It was something that I would do again. And we would, try different things, probably go more to Gold Coast next time, go to Millennium Park, go to Magnificent Mile, Trump Tower, etc. So I would like to do more of that next time if I can. Oh, and the Chicago Riverwalk, which would be another cool area to go check out if I have the time and the money to do. So, and the other thing is, if you do go down there, bring plenty and plenty of money, guys. Do not bring $40 to Chicago if you're even staying there a day. Do not bring $40. You want to bring a lot of money. I brought uh I brought between yeah, I think I brought $80 to Chicago, which still wasn't enough. So, I mean, I had to get more money or I had to charge. So, you got to remember that this is has higher taxes, so you got to look at that. It's not your Wisconsin where you go to a bar. It's like, oh yeah, Miller Lite will cost $4, guys. $4. This is 7 or 8, guys, for a Miller Lite, even $6. So it's a lot more than your average Miller Lite here in Milwaukee. So yeah, but anyway, guys, I'm gonna end it here tonight. Um, with my, you know, thing with the Windy City. Please, like I said, like, follow, subscribe, click the bell for notifications when I will be back on here. Like I said, my next video will be Wednesday on the subject I didn't do last time, so be prepared for that. And I hope you guys have a great, great night with, everything on your Monday evening. So I will see everybody on Wednesday for our next subject. And again, stay safe, wash your hands, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys Wednesday. So have a good night, guys, and see you then. Peace.